Good day, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Trooper's Garage. I'm Trooper134, and today I'm going to be showcasing some fog machine chillers that I made for my Halloween fog machines. As many of you already know, if you want to get that classic ground-hugging Halloween fog, you have to chill the fog after it comes out of the machines. Unfortunately, I built these props a number of years ago, so this won't be a complete how-to video series. But I figured I could at least put something together that could maybe give you some inspiration for your fog chillers. So without further delay, let's get at it. So, in order to camouflage the chillers for my fog machines, I decided to put them inside some classic toe pincher coffins. So I made these coffins probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and this video isn't going to include a build on these because I did them a long time ago. I'm not making any more anytime soon, and I'm not really going to go through the process. So I'm just kind of making this video to give other people an idea. I know there's other people out there who are like, oh, I want to build a fog chiller, but maybe I don't want to have this big black box sitting in the middle of my graveyard just looking conspicuous and everything. So all of this stuff was built just from standard materials from the hardware store. The toe pincher coffins themselves were made out of just regular wood fence slats and 1x2s and 2x2s and wood screws. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the inside of them real quick. All right, so the inside of these, like I said, is basically just a big fog chiller. So the lid, right, just lifts off. Okay, real simple construction, just have a basic framework to keep the pieces together. And then here's what the inside looks like. So again, this is all just wood fencing slat. It's at I think the 8-inch wide variety, 2x2s, 1x2 framing. And then this right here is the actual cooler where the ice goes. And this is just that 3/4 inch thick blue insulation foam. Okay, so basically I just cut it to fit on the inside of the chiller, and then there's the lid, okay, just to keep everything nice and cool. And then there's the inside of the coffin. So again, I basically just made a cooler with the blue insulation foam, and this gets filled up with about 50 pounds of ice, and then dryer duct tubing that runs through. So what happens is, up here at the front, this is where the fog machine sits. The extension cord goes out of the back there, and then the fog machine puts the fog into the dryer vent hose, and it slowly kind of works its way through, and as it does so, that ice chills it down, so it sits down at the bottom of the ground there. And then it comes out on this side. And also on this end, which you can't see, I have a little small piece of PVC down at the bottom. So as this starts to melt down, the water can go ahead and drain out. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It probably took maybe 20 hours to build both of these, and I usually start building my props in about August or September so they're ready to go for Halloween, and I'm not rushing at the last minute. Of course, I say that, and that's what always ends up happening anyways, but... And here we got a couple of extra shots of the end pieces. This one is where the fog machine sits up at the top of the coffin, and just shows like the inlet piece, which is just dryer duct tubing where the fog goes in, and then it comes out on this side. I have that mesh cap on that PVC section just to keep the ice from coming out. And then down at the bottom, you can see a short section of small diameter gray PVC pipe that actually goes inside a hole at the bottom of the chiller. And then that way, as the ice melts down throughout the night, that water can just go ahead and drain out, so I don't have to deal with all the extra water weight in the morning when I start putting everything away after Halloween. And while I'm on the subject of fog chillers, I'll go ahead and just show you the first one that I built. So this is just made out of a cheap Coleman cooler that I found on like Facebook Marketplace. The guy wanted like $10 for it, and I was like, oh, that's perfect, because I'm just gonna cut it up and turn it into a fog chiller anyway, so there's no reason for me to buy a brand new one at full market price. But the design is really simple and pretty much the same as the coffin fog chillers. It's just a little bit smaller, but I just basically cut holes on either end of it, installed some large diameter PVC that could take fittings for this dryer duct tubing, and then a short, I think like 3 or 4 foot section of dryer duct tubing. And again, I put like 3 or 4 bags of ice in there, and then fog chiller just sits on the ground right next to the inlet, and it blows in one side, comes out the other. And this one works really good for kind of small volume, smaller fog machines. And in fact, I mean, it still works so good, I still use it. I usually get 3 or 4 fog machines going at a time when we're doing Halloween. It's pretty awesome. It fogs up the whole damn neighborhood. So let's take a look at the finished result. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, that's all I have for this video. I hope you found the content to be useful, and if you did, why don't you go ahead and give us a like, or maybe even subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see some more Halloween builds in the future. This is Trooper134 signing off, and I hope you have a wonderful fog-filled Halloween.